There's one thing I absolutely dislike as a person. It has to be toxicity. More specifically, toxicity in gaming. Everyone and their mom knows exactly what I'm talking about right now. The good old days when you would jump into an MW2 lobby and an 11-year-old kid would call you all sorts of racial slurs and insults while his mom is in the background telling him to shut up. Sure, for some of us, we have all up and gone through the worst the community has to offer up until this point, and probably built up some sort of resilience to the powers of raging kids blaring insults on their $5 mics. But honestly, we just can't set aside that they weren't berating us, because in the end, they kind of were. Funny or not, toxicity in the gaming community nowadays has become a serious problem. So much so that people are just up and leaving gaming just like that. And that's kind of the case of a bunch of bad apples spoiling it for the rest of us. With toxicity running this rampant in our favorite gaming communities, it kind of paints a very bad picture on the community itself and as a whole. And it's just not focused on the toxic ones. I have personally gone through toxic behavior in games, even ones as recent as a couple weeks ago. Um, to specify, I dealt with a guy with a clear superiority complex in Red Dead Online. I know, of all games. He tried to establish a clear superior role over the rest of the team by commanding them to do what he wanted to do. And if things didn't go his way, spoiler alert, they didn't, he would spout a bunch of hateful slurs on the team, telling us we all have downs or that we're retarded. Man, come on! I'm really just trying to play the game for fun. Why you gotta be acting like you're playing for $1 million? You're playing Red Dead Online. It's just a game, man. You don't have to take it as serious as that, especially to berate others. It doesn't make you seem like a person anyone wants to play with at that point. But that's just my opinion in the end. But to combat all this toxicity, um, game companies have taken steps in ensuring toxicity is going to be a thing of the past. And some companies, I believe, such as Blizzard, have implemented systems in place where they'll start telling players to stop being toxic and telling them to try to be nicer to players, because there is a system that'll automatically tell if they're doing inappropriate behavior, and it'll automatically flag them. I personally think that it's going to take more than that to stop toxicity, but we'll see in the end how it eventually works out. But anyways, back on topic. Game companies have formed an organization called the Fair Play Alliance, which is essentially an organization formed by game companies such as Blizzard, Twitch, Discord, Epic, and many more. Their goal is to understand why toxicity happens and how they can stop it even before it begins. And I find this to be the best step forward in regards to culling the bad apples out of the group so they don't spoil it for the rest of us in the end. And I feel as though this will help gaming as a whole cultural thing in the future, instead of having connotations from outside backgrounds telling us that we're this type of person, that type of person because of a few bad apples. But yeah, that's essentially my take on toxicity in gaming.